Welcome to the Dr. Dare Show. My name is Dr. Frederick Dare. I am a therapist here in Atlanta, Georgia, and welcome to my channel. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, share it, and click the little bell at the bottom of the screen so that you will get updates of when I upload new content. We usually cover hot topics or mental health issues or both. Today is no different. We're covering a hot topic, which I wish it wasn't a hot topic. So my topic today is, God, why do black and brown people always seem to get the rough end of the stick? And I'll repeat that again. God, why do black and brown people always get the rough end of the stick? And that term means that we're always being treated unfairly, or we always seem to get the worst of everything. And the reason I'm saying this is, for the last few days I've been feeling a little sad and not really knowing what to say, and trying to shake all the negativity that's just going on in our world today. All the killings, you know, we had the killing of George Floyd by the cops, we had the shooting of Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Botham Jean, Eric Garner, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling, and the list just goes on. And these are all black individuals that have been killed by cops in some way, form. And it's just really overwhelming for a black person like myself to process all of this. And I'm a mental health therapist, and it's overwhelming. I have a lot of my colleagues who are of other races, and they've been asking me, am I okay, and you know, kind of relating and connecting with me, and I really appreciate that. But it's still, I was just asking this question, like, God, when I was praying, God, why do black and brown people have to get the rough end of the stick? And I know we're taught not to question God, but I pray to Him and I ask Him these things. And, you know, on top of all of those killings and shooting and all the rioting and all of that stuff that's going on, we have COVID-19, which is really impacting the black community. And it's impacting the black community because we have crowded housing conditions, and we're the essential workers. We're out there on the battlefield with the virus, in the face of it. And then we have inconsistent health care. And then we have chronic health conditions and stress, and just a lot of stress dealing with all the stuff. So on top of COVID-19, on top of all these killings, we're rioting because that's where people are expressing themselves. I've seen a lot of different responses on Facebook and social media. Yeah, they should be peacefully rioting. Yeah, they should be rioting the way they're rioting. Everybody has their opinion. Everybody has the way they express themselves. So I'm not going to get on that tangent because I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. So that's when I turn to God, and I'm like, God, what is it? Why are we always getting the rough end of the stick? And I know people say, no, don't think that way, but it's in our eyes. We're faced with it, like coronavirus. My fear when I was watching the riots and stuff yesterday was like, oh my God, all of those people are out there, and COVID-19 is still out there, and it's impacting, you know, the majority of the people that are out there. I mean, I've seen a lot of different races out there rioting. It wasn't just black people, so I'm not saying that, but I did see a lot of masks, but it's still, that was one concern. But then the other concern was just like, what do we do? All these killings they're getting worse. They're getting more frequent. It seems like they're strategic. I mean, and so I always go to the source. That the only one that my mom and dad taught me is pray to God. And I just, you know, I don't know. People probably like, that's blasphemy that I'm bringing this up, but I'm sure it's on everybody's mind. Like, oh, enough is enough. Like, this is so overwhelming. And during my time, of all the years that I've been here on earth, like this pandemic thing, I've never experienced it. I don't understand it. I'm still processing it. Still not living in fear, but trying to make my moves as a human being, as an African American, very strategic, based on science and numbers, and not just on my emotions and my feelings. I'm trying to stay within what I know, with all the education that I have, is what to do, and not to just go out here haphazardly and, you know, put myself in danger, which God has the control of that as well. But I just had to make this video. I was reluctant to make a video. I made a video for Ahmaud Arbery, and that was hard to do. And this, I mean, I'm really emotional with this whole situation. You don't know who to turn to. I've talked to a couple of friends about this very question of, like, I'm asking God, what should we do? What is it that we're doing? Like, I can't even, what are your thoughts on my question? You know, I don't want to hear, you know, you're not supposed to question God and all of that stuff, because I prayed to him, I talked to him about it, I'm open about it to him when I'm praying, and yeah. And I know a lot of things that we need to address in our community is the interactions between cops and citizens, because there's something that's broken there that needs to be addressed. You know, if you're racist, you don't need to be a cop. If you have anger issues, you don't need to be a cop. If you're scary, a scary person, meaning that every time somebody approaches you, your reaction is to pull out a gun, you don't need to be a cop. I couldn't be a cop, because I would be scary. I would be like, and if that is you, then you need to relieve yourself of those duties. But we need something to, someone to build something into the training of cops, and even the citizens, of how to interact with cops, because this is getting out of hand. And so I'm getting off my soapbox, but yeah, this was my question. What are your thoughts? And when I was doing this story, God spoke to me, and he said, y'all are made for this, and your reward will come in the end, or your reward will come. And I'm still like, okay, I'm still like very emotional about this whole topic. So let me know your thoughts. I know it's difficult for a lot of us. I appreciate everybody that is in the fight with this, and that are, you know, everybody doesn't express themselves the same way. So don't beat up people that are quiet, because they may be processing it in their way. And, you know, I think what I always say, a lot of people who advocate, you know, God has chosen you to do that. And the people that don't advocate so much, but you're a supporter of the advocating, and I think we all have roles. So don't beat people up because you feel like they're not doing what you're doing, you know, because your emotional level might be your emotional level, and my emotional level, or the way I process things, is the way I process things. But just wanted to make this video. Check out all of my other videos. They deal with depression, anxiety. If you're not knowing what to do during this time, take the time to read, listen to some of those videos. Anxiety is up, stress levels are up, confusion is up because no one knows what to do. People are scared to go out the house. They're scared to get back into the workforce, and some people are being forced to do that. So there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of stress from every aspect, but the killings and all, they have to stop. You know, it's just, they have to stop, and I don't know what the solution is. That's why I said I don't judge rioting. I don't judge any people's reactions to stuff. I can't get into that judgment. All I can do is try to process it and handle it the way I handle it, and without judgment to anybody else. Anyway, this is Dr. Dare signing out. Have a blessed week. Stay safe. Have a great weekend. If you need to talk, make comments in my below this video if you want me to do a group and we talk about this live or something like that. We can do that just so people can get this stuff off their chest and help process it. I am a therapist, but if we go deep, I will refer you out to a therapist. Because if you're really emotional and this is impacting your functioning, you probably need to see a therapist that's hands-on so that they can work with you and make sure that you're okay, because I can't do that via not knowing you and not being able to kind of make sure that you're safe. Anyway, got off into a tangent again. Have a great day. Dr. Dare signing out.